Chad the Crappie Kidd Kaiser coming to you live. Today is one of those sad days, everybody. It is pouring outside. It is raining very, very bad. So I kind of got to stay out of the water today. Plus, there's a lot of lightning and stuff, and there's no real breaks in the weather. So, granted, you don't put yourself at jeopardy when it comes to fishing, especially in that type of weather. You know, I don't put myself in danger like that. I mean, I do boat around alligators and lots of snakes and other animals that like to get you, but still the fact remains is, you need to be safe when you're out there fishing. I got some great news today. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the league we're starting down here in Florida, in Weewa. That is going to be really cool. I'm going to go over some of the merchandise that I'm going to be coming out with. I got a day when I'm getting ready to start shooting my molds again. I'm just waiting for a couple of supplies to come in so that way I can go ahead and make sure that I can do that. I'm going to do that live. Good news is I jumped up in subscribers, which is really great. Getting up there and getting more notary and more views is a really great confidence boost right now. So, it's been pretty hard lately. I mean, I've had a lot of things on my plate that I'm doing, but, it'll all come out in the wash and things will eventually start running smooth now that we're getting close to the middle of the summer and the fall's getting ready to come around, and fishing is going to be pretty good. So, I mean, fishing's been pretty decent lately. It's been hit or miss. I noticed lately that their feeding pattern in the mornings kind of changed a little bit. It went kind of, it's kind of a little bit later in the morning to at night, just before sunset, and now they're on 2 times. There for a minute, it was just strictly in the morning, looking for brush piles that were in deep water and looking for structure where they could hide to get away from the sun and stay out of the heat. And me and the G-Man, we went down and we flicked all over the place for them. I mean, we found them in 20 foot of water to 12 foot of water, and we've seen them stacked right up on trees and stuff, and not one of them would move off of the structure. I mean, they were right there. I mean, shad swimming in front of them. I'm watching them on live scope, and we just both start shaking our heads because, I mean, they would not take live bait. They wouldn't take no baits of mine, and that's a rarity. Housely you can snag at least one on live bait or artificial bait, or what you're using, and they're holding tight for something or something, and it's been like that on and off. I mean, it'd be a couple days they do that, they get lockjaw, and then bam, they're on fire for 2 days, and then all of a sudden they get lockjaw for 3 more days, and now it's basically down to the dog days of summer, and it's going to be how hard are you willing to fish, and how fast are you willing to fish, and do you know your lake well enough to get out there and go after them and limit out before, let's say, like me and my partner, we 9 o'clock. We get in the water, we're at our fishing spot by 5:30. The sun's just coming up, and we go set the water on fire. We spend 15 minutes on each pile, and if we can't keep pulling them consistently from that pile, we move. And, sometimes Mr. G will make the call, or I'll make the call. Hey, this is sour, we got to move. And it's funny because as you're working your brush piles, you'll notice you'll get to one of your favorite spots, and you always seem to get the nice fish from that spot, and you pull up on it, and they're all there. Everything's getting ready to work out, and not one comes off the pile, but then you go to a spot where you have not caught none in months, and they haven't been here, and the activity has been so low, and then all of a sudden you throw your line in the water and you start yanking a couple big ones, and it's going to be like that because they're all out of their the spawn's completely over. Just keep that in mind. The spawn's completely over. It's done. Whatever of the last crappie that were to spawn have spawned out. Everybody's tired. Everybody's overworked. Everybody's put in long days. Everybody's been sitting on the brush piles, and dad's hungry, mom's hungry. Everybody wants to go back. It's hot. You guys got to think kind of like if you were in that situation and you're a crappie. You know what type of funk or attitude or how you would be feeling. So basically what I've been doing is I've been going and I've been finding all my crappie in about 12 foot to 15 foot of water, and I'm finding them sitting at about 6 to 8 feet every time. And I've been throwing Bayou Sunset at them, and that was going really well. They were hitting that color and they're tearing that color up, and now all of a sudden they have totally, absolutely flipped the color. They went from Bayou Sunset to fried turkey, which is a more natural minnow color. Okay, and then they went all the way from fried turkey to a complete Weewa booger. I mean, they are nailing that color. It's two greens that are one chartreuse. I made it, chartreusey. I mean, chartreuse is a big color down here. That has been one of my go-to colors, and most of my lures that I do make, I mean, chartreuse has been and is probably one of the most closest colors you can get to like mimicking what a minnow color would be like to their eyesight. So it's chartreuse, and then you got just a neon green with maybe a little bit of green here, or a watermelon green, or whatever green you choose, but and then some black flake in it, and I've been pulling it through the water, and it's just been on fire. Now I do have one that's called key lime pie, and I've tried that one before, and it's green with a black flake on top, but it's a lighter green. It's not chartreuse. It's probably, I'd say, a complete neon green with black flake and a silver belly. Really beautiful colors. I've tried that color and I've no success, and I'm like, well, what the heck? What is it that they're seeing in that lure that's making them react to? Is it the chartreuse belly? Is that more the... So, I've been working, and I take a lot of time when I fish with my lures, so that way when you guys decide it's time to go buy some of this guy's lures and try them out for the very first time, you guys are like, all right, look, I know this kid fishes with them. I know he uses them. I know he goes out in the water. He's not going to just sell me something on, and, granted, there's going to be a couple episodes where you see me use Weewa Booger. There's going to be a couple episodes where you're seeing me use electric turkey, atomic turkey, fried turkey, Crappie Kidd blue. I mean, so there you go, right there. It's not just one color makes these fish all crazy. It is your presentation, I think, is the most key important part. Your presentation of your lure. What you're matching the food as is what they're eating. Does it look good? Does it wiggle good? Hey, does it have some good motion to it? Because crappie are finicky. They're picky. They are very, very picky. They want filet mignon. They don't want chicken wings. And if you get that right lure in front of them, it's perfect. It's perfect. So right now, I'm using Weewa Booger, and I'm using Bayou Sunset. Of course, I've got my whole entire kit with me right now because, like I said, right at this moment in time, in the dog days, the colors it'll be about three main colors, and I mean varying where you're ever at. If you just fish one lake, that's great. You're down to three colors. That they'll hit. Me where I'm at, I'm gonna probably be more up to like 6, 7 different colors I'm gonna have to use because of my water clarity changing, my water height, my water depth. I'm, I'm all over down here, and it's where these crappie decide in these cypress creeks. They're loaded with cypress knees and stumps. I mean, it's just like giant pillars everywhere. It's a giant guessing game when you are fishing for them in that type of setting. When you're in a more setting like up in Tennessee, South Carolina, and you're in the rivers up there, they're not full of cypress, and the water clarity is way better. I mean, pretty clear. It's clearer up there, and you know, so the fishing will be different. And I notice up north they have way more white crappie than we do down here in the south. Um, my water, can go from coffee to coffee with cream in 5 seconds. My water depth can go from being all the way down to being basically dangerous to a drought to going extremely all the way up to 30 feet deep in a matter of days. I mean, like 3, 4 days, it could be at flood stage and overflowing. I mean, we've seen our share of high water down here. We don't control our water; they control our water in the dams and the lakes that comes down through. So, I mean, like I said, my water's consistently and always changing. So it's not always consistent. So where I fish for crappie, it's probably one of the hardest places to fish for crappie in the United States. I would definitely have to say yes. Any fisherman that is very successful that goes down here in these waters and you're pulling your limit, you're an excellent fisherman. And, it's not easy. I got a lot of friends that go for crappie, and they take live bait with them in my lures, and they go and they come back and they get a couple here, and sometimes they limit out. But like I said, it's a very difficult scenario when you get into these type of waters. Now, you get into your lakes and stuff like that, it's pretty easy to be able to pattern them because your lake is staying that way all times. I mean, yeah, the temperature and maybe a little bit of water drainage and stuff like that, but in my water, it changes every day. It's changed. I mean, every day. I went one day. I went there and I was 4 feet high, and I'm like, oh my god, it's flooded out. And then the next day I went back, it was 5 feet less, and I'm like, what the heck? Where'd all the water go? So it varies. I mean, it really, really varies. So fishing's been really good. I got a video coming out tonight. I've been working on it. I stayed up a little bit last night and worked on it. And I got the rest of it to work on today. So that'll be out tonight. So you guys will all get to stay tuned for that. So on to the cool thing. Me and one of my partners, Eric from Southern Tide Chasers, we are starting the first panfish crappie league here in our area. That would be the Northwest Panhandle area and pretty much close to the middle of the top of Florida. We're going to start a amateur panfish crappie league. There's going to be a membership fee to be in the league. It's going to be a Triple Crown style. We're going to have 5 tournaments that you can fish in, and each one will be $25 per boat. And what it's going to consist of is when you become a member and you start in the very first tournament, there's going to be a scoring system. And every tournament that you fish in, you're going to get a score from each tournament. It's just like basically a golf league, earning a handicap, seeing if you could win the trophy at the end of the year. So we're basically going to have these 5 tournaments, and you're going to have weigh-ins at each one of these tournaments, and you're going to have a point system that you go by with your fish. And of course, it's going to be tournament style at the same time. So it's going to be open to the public as well as the members who are fishing in it. So, I mean, we're going to have a meeting so you guys can be clarified on how that's going to absolutely work. I mean, a non-member person will be able to win the tournament and the prize money if they win at the weigh-in. But when it counts towards points for you guys that are in the league that are trying to win the Anglers of the Year and the Triple Crown Trophy, you guys are going by a point system. And really, actually, it doesn't matter how you place in a tournament as long as you place ahead of your other competitors that are in the league with you. So you take your three best scores from the out of your five tournaments, and we tally that score up, and we're going to take the top five. Well, when we have our championship fish off, we're going to have all the anglers go out and fish, and we're going to award a Triple Crown champion for the year at the event. Our anglers of the year in the panfish division, and in the crappie division, and in the kids division. We're going to have three divisions. Eric's really focused hard on getting the kid side of the fishing launched, which I'm all for. Oh my God, yes, it's important we keep, it's better than little kids that go out and fish don't rob little old ladies. So definitely would love to see the kids division blossom and grow. I think it's important that we have something for the youth to look forward to. I would like to introduce it to them because I would like them to be able to get used to a tournament style setting if they ever choose to want to go out on their own and do tournaments. I don't want people to be discouraged because of the walleye fishermen cheating up north and other fishermen that have gotten caught cheating. There it is. Getting caught cheating is probably one of the worst things you could possibly have happen in that type of situation. But we're not going to be like that. I mean, this is going to be a fun league. I know a lot of these guys that are going to be fishing. They're great fishermen. I am personally not going to fish in this league period whatsoever. I'm just a vice president. And one of the directors of the league. I'm going to be overseeing the weigh-in. I'm going to be going out and, doing a lot of the stuff that has to do with the anglers fishing in this tournament, answering their questions and helping them out with things and giving them tips. And, I don't want to, I want to promote fishing. I don't want people to be discouraged and not come and try a tournament setting of fishing because it is fun. I enjoy it, especially when I fish in Crappie Masters and I am fishing with Crappie USA and I'm on their tour. It's fun. I do meet a lot of great fishermen. I mean, there's a lot of great pros out there in the pro fishing world that are really, really good. And I mean, some of them don't have big names because they haven't won tournaments. It's just like me, I'm not Mr. Big Name on the tour or anything. I'm just a hotshot rookie trying to make my way. I'm just another fisherman trying to make my way. And, the way I see it, it's like the day you show up to fish for one of these tournaments is basically going to be luck. Are you going to be in the right spot at the right time? Are you going to hit the right brush pile? Are you going to hit that right dock? Are you going to hit that pontoon boat over there this morning like you did in practice? It's all where you're going to decide you're going to take off and go. Are you going to sit out in the middle of the lake in 40 foot of water and try to get them off the bottom? I mean, there is a lot of variables in a tournament situation. I mean, and you've got a lot going through your mind. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? What's the temperature of the water? What's the depth? Do I got thunderstorms coming in? You're trying to calculate and estimate where these fish are going to be at, even if you have live scope. It don't matter. You can see them, yeah. Me and my partner, Mr. G, he'll definitely confer. you know. Hey, Cleveland, what's going on, bro? I just, I didn't see my messages. My messages weren't up there. I didn't see them. Um, Good morning to everybody that is tuned in. So like I was saying, it's it's all going to be, a really fun league. We're going to have a lot of fun doing this. Um, the more people that enter into it, it's going to be great. Um, it really is. It's going to be great. It's going to be, I could see this thing blossoming into a good thing for a lot of people to do, especially in my area. There is no panfish um, tournaments a lot and crappie tournaments down this way. So, that's why me and my friend Eric from Southern Tide Chasers, that's why we're more concentrated and focused on the whole entire panfish and crappie. Because, crappie and panfish really don't get much airtime as bass do. I mean, there's a reason why bass fishing's been a big thing for a long time. So, um, but like I said, the league is going to have that panfish league, the crappie league, and then the kids league, which is great. The kids division, that's going to be from the ages of when they can hold a fishing pole to 12. The membership fee on that is going to be free. Um, but at each tournament, if they're going to get their membership for free. They're going to get a card just like mom or dad or whoever decides to, uncles, aunts, whoever decide to join the league. They're going to get the same little badge and membership card when they join for free because they're a child. I'm promoting that, and then when they come to the league tournament setting, it'll be a $5 entry fee for the kid to be on a boat with dad and uncle to go out and fish with them. But they are officially in the league and they're fishing in that kid's division. And then we'll get them up on the podium and let them weigh their fish in and have fun. And that entire tournament setting gets them acclimated to doing the real thing later on down the road when they get a little older. So, it's kind of a teaching tool. I really feel like it's a really good teaching tool. We're going to make sure a lot of the kids that participate walk away with prizes and, some knowledge of fishing and having fun. And, that's going to be great. I mean, for family orientated is going to be great. That's going to be a good thing. I can't say that it ain't. Um, it's going to be hard probably the first couple of tournaments, but I see a good outcome. The last tournament Eric put on was Southern Tide Chasers. They did really well. I loved it. I mean, I put it on live. I had a really good time. A lot of the fishermen I was with, they were really good. I like a lot of the guys that I fished against. I had a lot of fun. I just all around. I would like to see more of those type of events. So I guess maybe that's why me and Eric are doing this league. And our league is going to kind of coincide with the fall and the winter, which is cool, and some of the spring. We're going to do one tournament a month. Um, we're not going to do a tournament in December because that's Christmas, and a lot of families are trying to work hard, and save money, and get out there and do their thing and stuff like that. So what we'll do is we'll pick up the league again back in January, February, and we'll end our beautiful league in March, which basically starts the melee of great fishing and the thump and all the brim fishing and stuff. So it'll be exciting. We start in September and end in March, and that'll be great. I mean, that'll be fun. I can't wait to participate and see some of the fish that are brought in and stuff for that. I'm really, really excited about that. I'm going to be in about, I would say, probably 2 weeks. I'm going to go, we're going to do a live. We're going to do, I'm going to shoot my baits right here. I just am waiting on some important supplies to come in so that way I can make up these kits. I'm going to sell these kits. Um, I'm gonna only I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna make them. I'm going to make them. I'm not gonna make that many, but I'm gonna make them, and I'm gonna try to get the Crappie Kidd lure and the Crappie Kidd bait company out there now. Now that me and Eric are working a little bit harder, I'm gonna have my own merchandise at our events. Um, at all of our events, I'm gonna have T-shirts. I'm gonna have keychains. I'm gonna have all kinds of stuff. My lures will be on hand, so if you come down to the events and you want to get just my merchandise or Southern Tide Chasers merchandise and stuff like that, and you guys want to hang out with us and get pictures and ask information, you can get my baits from me cheaper than you can if you probably go out to a store, because if somebody tries to jack the price up on them. And I'm also going to make myself mobile. I'm going to be mobile with my own stuff. I have my own stuff on board. So, if you see me coming back to a boat launch and you say, "Hey, Crappie Kidd, what's going on, man? You got that stuff on board?" Guess what? I got it on board my vehicle. So I'll make it sail right there on the spot. We ain't even got to talk. Hey, where do I go get your stuff? Right here. I want to do that, so you can get it right here. You don't have to go any farther than that. I should get a sticker that says "beep if you want a bait." I don't know. I've been working really hard on my farm. My animals are all doing really good. My chickens are doing awesome. My rabbits are getting ready to go back in full swing again. My pheasants are all doing good. I got a new male pheasant. I named him Ruffles. I'm gonna have to get some pictures of him and put him on my YouTube channel. Old Ruffles, man, he is the biggest ringneck pheasant I have ever seen in my life. He's bigger than my one pheasant, Maynard, my main rooster that I have. But yeah, my farm has been going good. All my chickens, Henrietta's doing good. She's now, her and the other ladies and the rooster, Rasputin, get let out of the house and their yard and get to roam the yard now. And she sticks by me. She don't hang with the group. It's like having a little dog following her around. It's cute. I love her. She's a good bird. And then all my Brahmas and stuff like that are doing really well. So I mean, my farm is prospering. All my birds are healthy. The fish has been pretty decent. I'm getting ready to start this league here in September. I'm going to be going and doing some filming here, hopefully pretty soon. Get out and do some collab videos with some people out there. I can't wait to get out and do some of that, especially you know, I like the whole collaboration video thing. That was one of my biggest things. I want to get out and do some more videos. I have in mind people that I would like to go and do videos with. I'm sure Mr. G would agree with me that he would most definitely want to he would definitely want to go with me on my adventure to go and see about doing some collab videos. I'm sure it'd have to coincide with his schedule as well as mine, but there's a couple people I'd like to go up and fish with. Mr. Turner is one of them. I would definitely love to go out and pay my mentor a very good visit and do some fishing with them and put some slabs in the boat and talk lures and fishing with them, or talk video games. Hey, if he doesn't want to talk fishing, I'm all good with that. But I kind of want to get over and see Thumpy, see Domingo. I'd like to go over and see Mr. Domingo. I'd like to go down and see Turbotistic. I'd like to go down and see him and do a video with him. He's been doing really good lately. I've been watching him. Jig Pole Shorty, I'd like to swing down and see him. There's a couple people on my list that I would like to do some collab videos with. I mean, there's a couple people that I have asked to do collab videos with and told me they would like to, but I guess they're higher on the totem pole than me in status, so I don't need to do a collab video with them, I guess. I mean, other than that, with the episode's going to be really good. Me and Mr. G, we're back on the river. We're doing some fishing in that river. That was a good day. It took a minute for him to turn it on. Like I said, the time, it was timing. It was like we were there early in the morning. We scoped that spot. We didn't see him. And then all of a sudden we turned around and started fishing a boathouse and snagging one or two here and there. And it was like, it seemed to me they were out feeding and they were coming back. That's what we basically got. Like, let's go back over here to this brush pile and hang out for a minute because this is out of the sun and we just got done eating. And we went back by the same spot. And bam, that thing was loaded again. I'm like, holy cow! It's like, where the heck did they go and where did they come from all of a sudden? And then the past couple of days, we've been on the river in the morning, and we went to every one of our crappie holes, and they were loaded. I mean, loaded. I mean, there was so many crappie. Loaded. Just phenomenally loaded. Nothing. Not one fish. Two fish. So, I mean, when I'm guiding and stuff, like I said, it is not easy. It is not easy to limit out unless you go pre-fish and you know what they're doing. Like, I mean, I do all my homework. I'm getting, if you call me on the phone today, say, hey man, I want to book you for a week to fish with you, and I want you to video it. I want you want to work out details and video and episodes and stuff like that, and I want your baits and stuff. I want to be the headliner on you. Before you even come down, I'm going to go and spend at least 2 to 3 days fishing. And I'm going to go make sure that I can make sure to keep up my end of the deal when I say I can limit you out right now that whole week. I'm not just going to tell you something that I can't, keep. Most fishermen can't. There's been only one time I told a customer we could limit out, and we only ended up going and getting 16 fish. Did I catch majority of the fish? No, we both equally caught. But it was that day that we caught the 16. The customer said, hey, I would really like 12 or better. And, I would really like some good quality fish to take home because I'm going back up north. I said, hey, not a problem. We can do this. We got in the water and we fished, and we didn't fish for that long. I mean, we fished for the whole entire length of his trip that he paid for, the 4 hours. I mean, but we got to this one hole and it was like dink after dink after dink after dink. 10-incher, 10-incher, 10-incher. And the 12s were just not coming out of there. It was just chock full of teenage and early adult fish. And it was quality fish, good fish, and they were keepers, but he wanted 12 or better. And we ended up getting 16 12 or better and a bunch of good ones. And he was really happy. Oh man, look at all these fish. Oh, that's a lot of fish. And I was more heartbroken on the fact that we didn't get 25 of them. So I went back the next day and started fishing that spot, and I ended up pulling 25 myself. And I said, man, I'm taking the 10-inchers because that's just what customers want. I mean, hello, good morning, Wadester, Mr. Wadester. I haven't heard from Mr. Wade in so long. What'd you do, drink yourself to a coma? Did you party it up with the kids and the grandbabies, did you? I think you did. That's good, though. Family coming down, visit, and having fun with them. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know you did. Good morning. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know if Cleveland's still watching or not, but um, it's the fishing has been really good, guys. I mean, just like I said, my guiding service has been really good. I wish I could just working your life away. Try not to do too much of that. um, yeah, the fishing's been really good. My guiding has been pretty good. It's been slow because of the dog days of summer, and people don't think that you can catch crappie this time of year, but you can. You can catch a lot of them actually, and you can get them before it gets too hot out. Um, Getting ready to do the live cast with the baits. Oh, Monday, Monday evening, we're going to do a live broadcast and we're going to give away some Crappie Kidd baits. Yeah, so stay tuned. Make sure you all punch in for that day. Monday, we're going to just mail a couple of baits out to some random subscribers and stuff like that and watchers and see if we can spark up a little bit of interest on that. That would be great. Covered over the league. Oh yeah. Cleveland's so right. Spring is not the best time to fish for crappie. Really, he's right. Spring is not the best time. It's the easiest time to catch crappie. It's springtime. It is not the best time for. I will say the best time to catch crappie is probably like when the water temperature hits 65 degrees. It's fall time and the leaves are falling off the trees. There's still a little bit of orange, a little bit of red, a little bit of green around, and everybody's kind and the lake's calm. And man, it's almost hunt bow season because I'm from up north, so October would be the perfect month to start crappie fishing. And down here is actually that is a really good month to start fishing for crappie. So I would say the fall time is the best time. And then in the winter, I don't know. I mean, wintertime down here in open water fishing for crappie is crazy because I'm from Michigan and I'm used to ice fishing. And I'm used to fishing for walleye ice fishing. So, I mean, it's basically almost like the same scenario with crappie, but not. It's in the morning you get out early, you want to get on a ledge for walleye, you drill your hole, you drop your live bait on a jig, and you start jigging away. We catch bigger crappie. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with what Cleveland's got to say. Fall and winter time are absolutely the best time for crappie. So it's like when I do walleye in the winter and I drop them on that live jig, right as the sun's coming up, man, I'm limited out in about 45 minutes because I know that's exactly what they're going to do. In the winter time or in the fall time, it's like, I'm going to go hit this brush pile. I already know they're hanging out there and I know they're going to be eaten. So let's go ahead and I'm going to play with them for a little while. And it's easy. And they're basically down to two solid colors and they're hitting it solid for a while, and that's what they're feeding on. And you can put a minnow and a bobber on, and you can troll around and dead stick them, and you can do all kinds of things. And it's just like the thump all over again when you find them in the fall time, because when they pile up on some brush in the beginning of the fall when they're ready to feed, I'm going to tell you right now, food ain't flying by like it should be, but when it does, I was just telling Gary this summer when we found him underneath the tree, underneath that shaded tree. I told him, I said, just like the thump, man. I mean, the lure wouldn't even hit the water and go down 2 feet, and they would, bam, they would nail it. And I'm like, this is like thump scenario, but it's not the thump. It's way, way from the thump, and these crappie are acting like that. And I said, it's just like that. You can find them in moments where they're going to do that, but you'll find more of those moments in the fall and in the winter time. And I found out too that in the fall and winter time, the crappie are more aggressive when they hit something. They're not so lazy and tap it. I mean, they really drive that bait, man. When they get it, it's they're getting it. I mean, it's cold down here. The food ain't all over the place like it is right now. So I see exactly why, you know, that winter time is survival time. It's I've got to fatten up for the spring. I'm here with my friends. I'm on a brush pile. We're moving around all the time. I'm spending my energy, and if I see something to eat, I'm going to eat it because it's going to keep me warm. So you know, there's a lot to think about in variables, but um, today it's raining, and tomorrow it's supposed to rain all day. But Monday, there's a big giant break. And with this weather cooling everything down, I looked at my weather app and it's supposed to be 72 degrees in the morning on Monday morning. And the rain's gone. It's supposed to be 72 in the morning and 85 as a high for the day. And I'm thinking to myself, and then I'm looking at all my logs from fishing from last summer and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is the time of year when I started catching all the really big ones. They're starting to migrate back into the creeks now. So now I'm getting ready to go and start recording this data and find out and see if I'm right, because if I'm right, my calculations are right. My next couple of videos are going to be awesome because hey, it's good that you got to work Sunday, but it sucks that you got to work Monday. But Monday, here in my area, if you're watching me or you're watching this later on tonight, I'm going to tell you right now, Monday morning, if you're not doing anything, you better get some live bait. Get about 2 dozen minnows. Grab a couple of them Crappie Kidd lures. If you're going to the Apalachicola River or the Chipola River, make sure you grab some Crappie Kidd Blue, some Weewa Booger, and a Bayou Sunset. That's 3 colors. It's the only colors you need. Some live bait. Get your butt to that river in the morning. And if you're going to be in the West Arm, you need to have Weewa Booger. You need to have some Bayou Sunset, and you need to have Green Flamingo. And you need to be in that coffee colored water with some live bait early in the morning, getting it down there about 8 feet, start slow trolling, start casting into those dang crappie holes. And I'm going to tell you right now, someone's going to hit a payday on just what I said. I'm going to hit the payday because I'm going to be there Monday morning. I'm going to be out on the water before the sun comes up. The advantage to fishing in a kayak and how I managed to beat all you $100,000 boats with them awesome sonars, I'm going to give you a little tip. I can get in the water early in the morning and start paddling before you even get out of bed. And I can go ahead and tie my tree up, kick my feet up, take a nap, set my alarm on my cell phone right in the water, and wake up when it's time to fish. And you're still at the boat launch. And I'm stealthy. I'm still challenging any of those pros out there that think they can come down here and outfish me in my kayak with your $100,000 sonar gear. Because I already did a nice 22-foot bayline boat with a bunch of gear. I'd probably say it was well over a $250,000 boat. And the guy had them in the West Arm, and he had them at Crappie Kidd Island, and they were sitting on my brush pile that I know that there's fish on. And they had numerous lines. I pulled up on them, and I just started pulling fish with a lure. And they asked me, "What are you using?" I said, "Oh, I'm using a lure, ma'am. It's called Weewa Booger." She says, we've been sitting here for 25 minutes with live bait. They won't take anything. Your guide's right there. I mean, he's like, well, who are you? I introduced myself. And then, they did the captain's lifting the anchors up and stuff, pull his trolling motor while we're talking and stuff, and I'm having a good conversation. Dude just hammers down on the boat, takes off, leaves the hole, almost kind of got me in a situation where it was sticky for my kayak. I mean, it wasn't nothing I couldn't handle. I mean, it was, but, throttling off right there. Oh, and I'm behind you, taking off out of the creek to make wake to get away because I'm not there but 2 minutes and start pulling fish, and you've been there for 25 minutes and pulling fish. Sorry. And then I asked the captain when I got back to the boat launch, I said, so how many fish you get? Only 2. He said, how many did you get? I limited out. I went and got my limit and got out of there. And I got out of there by 9:30 in a kayak. Usually I can get out of there by 10 o'clock and have a limit. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. Sometimes I go at night and want to go get a couple of fish because my mom and dad love that fish. And I do too, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be one to lie. That pan fried crappie. Oh my God. Hey, Cleveland, I have one of the best. I don't know if my mom is. I'm not calling her. I gotta find out what that fish fry is. You gotta try this, bro. I mean, really. Hey, Mom. What's the name of that fish? The batter that we put on the fish. Gillies. All right, everybody. So it's Gillies. What? Fish fry? Gillies fish fry. Well, I mean, I don't know if up in Cleveland, Ohio area if they have it at Ramsey's up there. But, it's called Gillies fish fry, right? You guys can definitely get that stuff on Amazon. But yeah, you heard it straight from Mama Catfish that it's Gillies. I was telling everybody that Gillies was the best. Pan, pan fried, yeah, pan fried crappie with Gillies batter on top of it, hands down, is the best. And you can deep fry it, guys.
That's what I do.
Oh,
And it doesn't cover it completely, but almost. And then I just flip it, is how I do it. But you can put it down in the deep fryer. It stays on there just fine. The fish has got to be wet when you, so don't dry the fish off. Take it out of the bag just wet like it is. You can rinse it in water if you want to, but leave it wet
right.
so that that batter sticks.
Yeah.
It's got to have water to stick to it.
My mom is hands down the best when it comes to fish. She knows how to put the fish on the table. I'll tell you what. I know how to catch it, but I don't know how to cook it.
Okay, babe.
All right, Mom. I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, honey.
All right, bye.
Bye.
So there you go, guys. Gillies fish fry. It's the best, man. She pan fries me crappie. Oh my God, with some French fries and some hush puppies. Woo, son, let me tell you what. Oh my gosh. You know what would go really good with that? Here's my ideal fish fry. If I was to have a fish fry, I want, and maybe just because of my northern roots, I definitely would want some bacon wrapped shrimp on the grill with some specific vegetables. I need specific vegetables to go along with it, with my shrimp and my bacon wrapped shrimp. I mean, just bacon wrapped shrimp. I want jumbo bacon wrapped shrimp. I don't want them small little bacon wrapped shrimp. I want pan fried crappie, the way my mom does it, with some good potato salad, some pasta salad. Oh, Mr. Wade says, good morning, Mama Catfish. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I had someone else pop up there, too. Hey, good morning, Eric. I would definitely want some potato salad, some pasta salad. Oh my gosh, man. French fries, hush puppies, dipping sauces. There you go. That's my fish fry right there. But the bacon wrapped shrimp would definitely have to be one of them. Most definitely. Bacon wrapped shrimp on the grill. Bacon wrapped shrimp on the grill. I would do crappie pan fried, and I would do crappie on the grill, and I have cooked crappie on the grill. And I will say this: if you cook crappie on the grill in tinfoil and stuff, like maybe you would do like salmon, or I'm telling you right now, oh my God, is it good? Woo, son, is it good? I'm gonna have to do a video on some of this fish that I cook, because I mean, now I'm really into this whole fishing thing, and I did want to make a collab video with my mom. Just the way she does this crappie is just excellent. I want you guys to all catch that. And me and my mom have started a cottage foods store, so you know we have jellies and jams and stuff like that. I personally, in what I did to help my mom with her jellies and jams, you know, be her right hand man and help her with the stuff. But at the same time, I went out and I was gardening this year, and I did jalapenos, and I love jalapenos. And what we did was we ended up making a plain version of the jam and then a jalapeno version of the jam. Now, Cleveland, I've got two of the glazes of all time right here, man. You need to hit me up or somehow on an email on the Crappie Kidd at gmail.com, and hit me up and send me a PO box where I could send you some of this this glaze, this jam, because I'm telling you right now, I've done it on chicken, done it on pork chops on the grill. Oh my God, man! I'm telling you, man, you want to be the man at the next barbecue. I have the sauce to add to your barbecue sauce. The glaze, man. Oh my gosh. I got a mango. I got a papaya. I've got raspberry jalapeno. I've got strawberry jalapeno. I've got blackberry jalapeno. I've got peach jalapeno, mango jalapeno, papaya, and pineapple. I would have to say it's a hard toss-up, but the mango and the papaya glaze, hands down, are the best. And if you were to use the papaya glaze to make like that sweet and sour chicken sauce that you use for, oh my God, this is gas. Full throttle, straight out of the jar on some, and it's not even extremely hot. Oh my gosh, it's good. It's got that little, it's a sweet heat. It's a sweet heat. If you ever had a real sweet heat, it's a real sweet heat. My mom made it real sweet heat, and the peppers were the real jalapeno, farm raised jalapenos. I diced them up and everything. I mean, we really worked hard on that. And then when I tasted it fresh, and then I tasted it not too long ago on some pork chops I did on the grill, I smothered them in that papayas. Oh God, I didn't have no steak sauce because I usually eat my pork chops with A1 steak sauce. I'm fiddling around in the fridge, and I said, man, I look, and I said, I remembered the papaya jalapeno sauce, and I said, man, I'm gonna put that on these pork chops from the grill because it just sounds so good right now. I went and slapped it on there, man. It was a wrap. It was a wrap. I love that. So, hit me up on that. Um, like I said, guys, Monday night I'm gonna do some of my bait giveaways. I'm gonna have them ready to go. I'm gonna give them away. Um, I'm gonna put them in an envelope and shoot them out to you. Um, we're just gonna randomly give a couple of them away. I'm really wanting to promote my channel and my fishing and my episodes. I mean, shoot, man, I got 96 videos and I got 701 subscribers. So, that's another big thing, man. I hit my milestone. I finally hit that 500 mark. I'm really, really, really happy. I mean, wow, I had an explosion there for a minute. Um, One day I had 5,100 views. I mean, phew, that was great. Yeah, sweet. Awesome. I'm excited. I really am. I really love the fact that, I have 701 subscribers. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to all you guys that do tune in and watch me. I appreciate it, man. I really do. I mean, I understand why some people don't subscribe. And I wish there was a way you could subscribe without it bothering you or cluttering up your stuff. It was a thing that you could do to help me out, but I understand that. But hey, share my videos, and like and comment them, and comment on them. I don't care. Just take your time, comment, say what you want, man. Nice fish. Hey, thank you. Give me a thumbs up when you see a video if you like it. Um, if there's anything you don't like, let me know. And of course, I've started my new intro. It's a lot shorter, and I'm trying to get to more fishing, and I'm working on a little bit on my video. And because my mentor, he's right. I absolutely got to get rid of a 3 minute and 45-second intro. I mean, not a lot of people want to watch that and try to make it shorter and get straight to the point. And, I understand where he's coming from. He's not trying to be mean to me or degrade me or anything. He's trying to have me open my eyes to the fact that, you need to just, hey, pay attention. This is what you need to do. I've done it before. So it's the young, listening to the old. So, me being new to this, I'm young. And him being old to this, even though we're probably about the same age. um, it's good to hear from somebody that has that experience. I mean, some of the subscribers that I talk to, like Cleveland, he's a very loyal subscriber to a lot of great fishermen, but at the same time, well, what a lot of people don't know is the man's passion for fishing is extremely profound. He is a very good fisherman. I've watched his videos. I've seen what he does. You know, he's just not into the whole videoing thing, which is cool with me. But he still takes time to share some of his fishing adventures, which is awesome, and his technique. And he fishes and he sees just like I see. He would rather buy his fishing stuff from somebody who's out there physically actually using the dang thing and showing it to him on camera. And then there he is live. Oh, Mr. Wade says he's having trouble trying to share videos. Well, if you go to share, usually on your phone it'll pop up, share messaging, or you can put that, and then what it'll do is it'll put that file inside the message if you put it on there. In messaging, you click on the person you're going to send it to, and like me, you can send it to me. I don't know exactly how you do it on YouTube yet. I'm still trying to work out all the bugs when it comes to doing the live and everything like that. But there is ways you can share it, and just like I said, guys, it's really awesome to have you guys. Even though I only have 3 viewers, or 10, or 96 at one time, or it don't matter. To me, this is what I do. This is important to me. I really want to make this thing work. The whole live thing is going to be a little bit more frequent because with the league coming, live broadcasts are going to be a lot better. I'm going to do some interviews with some of the people that I do know that fish. I'm going to talk to some fishermen and see what they think of my baits. I mean, I'm going to start doing a lot more ground and pound and getting out there and getting this job done, man. Because being one of the directors, it's my job to do it. So it's really great. I mean, now I'm hard. I know September is the deadline for a tournament. August is right around the corner, not too far away. Um, you know, being ready on time, me and Eric ain't gonna have a problem with it. And you know, like I said, guys, it's a panfish crappie league. So there's more than one division. There's the panfish side and the crappie side, and then the kids side. And like I said, the kids is awesome, man. I mean, that Eric's got that under control. We vibe, we share ideas on that whole entire league, and for the kids division and stuff like that, because I believe in what Eric said is true. The youth is definitely important just as well as the adults, and getting kids interested in fishing is a very good thing. Absolutely, I totally believe it. I mean, all my greatest memories are with me fishing with my cousin Andy when we were growing up and we were kids. I got a lot of great fishing stories. Me and him used to get in trouble because we were not supposed to be down at the water fishing, but we did anyways, and that's just being a kid and having that love and passion to be out fishing and being outside is great. So I want to promote that a lot more. We're gonna have fish fries. We're gonna have vendors. We're gonna have people showing up. We're gonna, So if anybody wants to share this with a business or anything, and you guys, somebody wants to sponsor or donate or has any advice or anything about the league coming and stuff like that, please, by all means, get a hold of me, thecrappiekid@gmail.com, or you can get a hold of my friend Eric at Southern Tide Chasers on his YouTube. I'm sure he's got all his website information and stuff on their YouTube channel. Guys, flip over, check Eric out on his YouTube channel. He does a lot of good videos and stuff, and we got our advertisement for our league on there. We're going to have some more updated videos coming up for you guys. Me and Eric are going to be bouncing back and forth between our two channels. I do know that we're going to eventually start the website for Facebook for the league, and then I'm sure we're gonna do. I mean, me and Eric will either figure out we're gonna do a TikTok. Oh, great! I'm all right. Cool. Thanks, Eric. Me and Eric are gonna probably figure out what we're gonna do with our two channels. Um, what we'll do is we're going to combine them. Eric apparently is already on that. I mean, that's my technical guru wizard right there. We're going to get all of our products up there. We're going to get our merchandise going. We're going to get this league rolling, man. It's going to be a first Southern Panfish Crappie League. I'm so excited about it that I want to see. I'm from up north, man. You don't see 10-inch, 11-inch brim this big around. I'm trying to say, they're huge. They're just huge, just really huge. I mean, I've never seen panfish this big before. And then same thing with crappie. It's just an exciting thing all the way around the board just to be doing. I mean, it's going to be affordable. All the money, the membership fee for all the people that are going to be participating is going back to prizes and awards at the end of the year. And the entry fee for the tournament itself is all going to prizes for first, second, third, or however how many people we have show up for the tournament and stuff like that. We're going to base, so we're just basically doing something to provide something for the public to do, and kind of keep it clean and keep it professional. I don't want it to be a dirty, ugly thing. I would love for thousands of people to come do it every year and have it a big event. I mean, that's everybody's dream, but realistically, I would like to see 20 boats show up every time to every tournament for the first year. I would like that. That would be that's my goal. In my head, I want to see 20 boats. I mean, if I can get 10 in the panfish and 10 in the crappie, and guys, don't feel like you don't need to come out to these and have fun. If you don't want to be in the league, that's great. It is open to people, non-league members, open to the public to come and fish in these tournaments. I want you guys to come and experience it. You don't have to be a member to be chasing the Triple Crown Championship at the end of the year. You can just come do one tournament when you feel like it and experience it and have fun. I want you to, my goal is for you to try it for the first time, experience it, have fun, and then I want to know what you think. I mean, it's going to be the same way every time. I mean, every event's going to be different. We're going to have something different to do. Me and Eric are thinking about throwing a live band in there for one of the tournaments. We're going to be doing fish fries. So, we're going to have fish fries and food. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have, hopefully, some people want to show up and do their vendors. And I want to have my vending spot. And Southern Tide Chasers want to have their vending spot. And just, keep it very, very community, very, very American. Keep it, if you feel like you got something you can contribute to it, by all means, contact me or Eric. We are open to any suggestions and ideas to make this a very good thing. Now, as far as do we have sponsors for our tournaments? We do. I'm one of the sponsors. That's why I'm not going to be participating in it. The Crappie Kidd Bait Company will be sponsoring this league. I'm not the main sponsor, but I am one of the sponsors. My sponsorship will be, I will be placing funds in to start the operation and for the first prize money to be winning the first tournament. And I will be supplying fishermen with some of the Crappie Kidd Bait Company baits at every one of the tournaments. So that's a good reason right there to even be a member to this league. Right there is an advantage to being a member of this league. Now, if you want to be a member of the league and you don't want to be, you can't fish in this, I would still want you to be part of the league, man. But members that are not going to be non-fisherman members, I'm going to have that in our application or our checkbox, because we're going to have a lot of people that don't want to fish. They just want to be a member of the league. Member of that club, and I would love for you guys to be members of the club, because I'm going to start a thing with the league as well as with Southern Tide Chasers and the Crappie Kidd. We're going to do what we call the club members fish club of the league. Like your grandfather, he can't fish him. I understand your grandfather, he's 85 years old, he can't be in the heat. And, when you guys do get him out, it's in the fall or the spring, and he goes and he lays into a monster fish. Well, if your grandfather does that, and you guys take a picture, and my lure just so happens to be in its mouth when you do it, you win some prizes. So it's like, if you get out there and fish, and you catch a fish with your grandpa or your dad, let's say one of your family members unfortunately has cancer and they can't be out in the sun and the direct sunlight and stuff like that. And unfortunately, there is a lot of people that love fishing, and that would probably be the only thing they want to do when they're sick. And let's say you take your loved one or a friend that and you take him out and you get him in the boat, and he doesn't get to experience that tournament excitement, that that feeling So what you need to do is you need to take a picture of him catching that fish with that Crappie Kidd bait and tell him you just won a prize, dude. As soon as we tag this kid on his website, he's gonna shoot us a thing back, and he's gonna say, "Man, where I need to send these baits to? This is what you want." Because I want to see people catch the fish. I mean, now I mean, granted, here I am. I'm on video. I have videos of me catching fish with my lure. Now I'm reversing the role. I want to see people catching fish with my lures. And, I feel like you want to be my pro staff. You're good enough that when you catch that fish, you paid money for one of my packages of lures, you're good enough to me to reward you with some more lures, man, to keep you fishing, man, to keep you out there. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to do it, because if I do it, I'll get in trouble. If I go after one of these big name companies, and I'm telling you right now, I can go after a couple of them. I can demolish them and destroy them, and I can get a bunch of people on my side and cause a bunch of that, but we're not going to go there. But if you're going to be like one of these big companies, and you go spend all their money on their gear and they won't even give you a sticker, shame on you. That's crazy. The only thing they want is your money. I don't want your money. I want you to have a good time. I mean, granted, I want to get paid for what I do. I do want to make money what I do. I'm not trying to be a multi-millionaire selling crappie baits. I guess maybe I'm looking for more being recognized as a really great fisherman and an entrepreneur in the fishing world when it came to making baits and the colors and stuff. I want to be one of those pioneers that, I don't want to be stupid famous with a bunch of money. I would rather be just recognized in the fishing world as, that one dude, that the last of his kind, man. He just came out of the woodworks, knowledge from old school fishermen, and, just a go-getter, man, and doesn't give up. He fishes with his own stuff. You guys have tried to tear him down, and he doesn't do it with sonar. He's learned these fish. He knows these fish. He fishes some of the hardest waters in the world for crappie. And, it's kind of funny because nobody wants to even, nobody takes that into consideration, how the fishermen, like, I was watching Cleveland fish. I'm noticing the water clarity and where he's at and how the wind's blowing and what the temperature. I'm watching. That had to have been a hard day, but it was an awesome day all the way across the board. And I watch a lot of you guys fish that are YouTubers that fish with their own made baits, like Mr. Turner. It's like I understand where he's coming from and stuff, because my state's different than his state, and I see him. He's out there doing the same thing I'm doing, and that's exactly what brought me to the point of buying his baits and talking with him and stuff. And then after I got his baits and started fishing with him and stuff, and I went from a big name company bait to using his baits, and I went from the big name bait to not catching any, but catching a hole in my wallet, and it's still there, to using Mr. Turner's baits and out fishing all those major baits and listening to what he had to say and taking his tips and going out and fishing, and got all excited and got into this. And come to find out that I've caught more fish on product that was made by somebody in a shop and used by him and sold to me by watching him on video using it, because it's just like, I watch this man shoot his baits. I watch this man go out on the boat and catch them, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to prove to the world that why can't honesty and hard work sell a bait, but somebody who just pitches off and says, oh, we'll just make this and see if it works. I never see none of those big companies out there fishing with their own stuff. I want the guy who is in charge of making the colors and the baits. That's the guy I want. That's the guy I want front and center on a boat with a lure in his hand, fishing, catching the fish. You're going to get me to believe that some of these dudes that are out here, these big flashy boats and all this cool gear and stuff, are strictly catching all their crappie on that bait or their baits. That's a lie. That's such a lie. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is the truth. I fished with all those dudes. I fished against all those dudes. I'm going to tell you right now, they don't even use their own stuff. And the ones that do use their own stuff, you'll notice they're the ones that ain't sitting on the podium. And you'll also notice that sometimes if they do sit on a podium, you've never even heard of them. And sometimes, and you want to know why? It's because they are actually loyal to the company that they're fishing with. But you see a guy who you always see up there in the top 3 all the time and stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, he is not using the company that he fishes for his baits. He's using probably Turner's baits, the Crappie Kidd, or the Crappie Man minnow. He's using it, and he's not using his company's stuff. So don't let him lie to you like that. If I was to go out and say, "Oh yeah, I'm the Crappie Kidd," and I get caught with Bobby Garland's bait in my hand, and I'm out there on a boat, and that's the only baits in my boat, that would make me a liar. And then they would cast me out. Oh, you blah, 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 blah. And ain't nobody gonna buy my lures. But now if I'm out there fishing with it, and I go and I hook into the state record tomorrow with my lure, everybody's gonna want to have it because I hooked into a state record. It shouldn't be based on that. It should be based on how many fish are you actually catching with this lure. Are you actually catching numbers with this lure? Because catching a world record and showing you catching that thing, if you do, and I have never seen one caught on, a big crappie world record caught on video yet, where a guy's fishing along and catching fish, and then all of a sudden he hooks into one. But I have seen, these guys fishing with this stuff, and some of it just does not work. Some of the ideas don't work. Some of the lure designs don't work. And don't get me wrong, the concepts of a lot of the designs of crappie baits are great ideas to try to see if that's what they're going to eat or trigger them to get going and stuff like that. But there is 3 main ways and things to use to catch crappie that are the best. Hands down, the first one is live bait. Live bait is hands down the easiest way to catch crappie. If you're going to want to find them real quick, you put a minnow down 6-8 feet and you go along real slow with your trolling motor and you have them all fanned out. And as soon as you see the first one tap, that's exactly where the crappie's at. There's your live scope. That's all you need. Or number 2, you take feather jigs. Now, feather jigs and hair jigs are really good. They've been around for a very, very long time. It's basically one of the first artificial baits that was really made to catch crappie. That feather jig and tipped with a minnow. And you see, I know this because where I'm from, that was the very first thing that had came on was feather jigs and hair jigs with a minnow tip for walleye. So it's almost like the same thing. And then when I found out that, they like them colors, my big shout out to my boy Thumpy out there in Oklahoma. He practices using hair jigs religiously, feather jigs religiously, and he gets them from a very good guy who makes that traditional jig head. And they're flawless. They're good, and much respect. Hands down, really good. But it's the small ones. It's not the large ones. It's the smaller hair jigs and feather jigs that have been really well. It's not the big giant ones. And I noticed my dog Thumpy, he gets some little ones now, and they're lethal. Ooh, they're lethal. Oh, they're so good. I like them. They're really lethal. And I'm very, very interested and curious in trying some of those. And then there's my bait or a minnow in a 1.5 inch with the right color. It's just those three things right there are the lethalest combos for crappie. I mean, those are three for surefire ways to catch them, get them, put them in the boat. Um, it's just wonderful. It's great. So, there's a lot of things that involve the whole bait world and how to get everything out there. But like I said, guys, it's it's all about the color. It's all about presentation to crappie. If you want them to get them to bite, it's a live scope is not going to fill your boat every time. All it does is help you find fish. If you really want to be honest, you get really good 2D or 3D down imaging scope for your boat. You can do just as much damage as a guy with $100,000 in this new live scope and all this other fancy stuff. Don't get me wrong though, live scope is great for seeing the fish. And now I spend more time watching the behavior of crappie than I do fishing, because now I'm so curious about their behavior and how they move and how they work, and it's awesome. I mean, it's just like going to school and being in the classroom every day. So I'm going to continue to do that. I mean, got a lot of things going on with the league. I've got my fishing video coming out tonight. I got it edited. Eric, I'm sure he probably knows I've covered just about the gist on the league and everything that we're going to be doing on that spectrum. Big shout out to Cleveland, one of my new subscribers and a friend that I met. Very good fisherman. Thank you for being and subscribing and joining my channel. Mr. Wade, it was very good to hear from you, sir. I'm glad you joined. Eric from Southern Tide Chasers, thanks for joining us today. Yeah, it's true. So true, man. It really is. It's so true that it's not funny. I mean, Cleveland's true. Live scope is great for seeing these fish, but it does not put them on your hook, you guys. And I mean, you can target fish, but just keep in mind, if you can find them and you cast your line and you catch them, they're there. Or there's surefire ways of doing it without having that live scope. So, oh yes, yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. Me and Mr. G went to one of our favorite spots. I kid you not, guys. I'm not lying. We got up on my favorite spot, and there had to have been 3,000 crappie in this one spot. I mean, they were everywhere, 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 everywhere. Just 10, 12-inch, little 8s, little 9s, the bachelor group, the pool of young males and teenagers. And they were all pulled up on this tree, man. We dropped the line and they just all look at it. And you'd think that all those juveniles would go nuts over something to eat, but they don't. It's funny. I really do, enjoy watching that live scope though, because you do, it's an educational tool. It really is. It teaches you a lot about the fish that you're going after. Helps you be more successful in what you catch and what you don't catch. Do I solely rely on it? No, actually, my scouting is what I rely on for my fishing more. So, like I said, I want to, thank all you guys for subscribing and stopping in this morning. I'm going to try to get out Monday and get some filming in and stuff like that, but before my live. But I'm going to go live on Monday night at 6 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and put a short up so everybody can watch it. But 6 o'clock on Monday night, I'm going to go live. I'm going to give away a couple packs of my baits and talk with everybody and give them a big old fishing report and stuff. let them know exactly what happened on my adventure on Monday after all this rain passed, because I feel like I'm gonna strike big, and if it all pays off and everything aligns and all my information, man, fishing season's about to get on fire. Woo! So, all right, guys. Well, hey, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Um, I'm sorry we couldn't get out and catch some fish. Hey, thanks, Cleveland. I appreciate it. You have a good morning. God bless you. Um, thanks for tuning in, everybody. God bless you this weekend when you're out in the water. If you got that beautiful weather, please be safe. Please be safe. Just be safe. Have fun. Be safe. I will talk to you guys all again on Monday night at 6 o'clock. Until then, you guys have a great day. God bless you all, and thanks for tuning in.